Somewhere out there, beyond the loud noise of the market and the overwhelming flood of advice that never seems to work, a handful of funds are quietly crushing it. They're not the ones flashing their logos everywhere, screaming for attention. No, these funds stay in the shadows, moving under the radar while the bigger names chase headlines, fumble, and fall short. And that silence? That calm is what's killing everyone else's returns and lighting the way for the few who understand what's really going on. Investing isn't just tossing darts at a board or jumping on the next shiny trend. It's brutal, exhausting, and at times so agonizing that you want to quit. Watching your portfolio wobble, feeling every market dip like a punch to the gut, hearing all those expert voices telling you what you should have done yesterday, it's pain. This pain isn't just numbers dropping, it's dreams slipping, ambition fading, fears growing. Every day is a new battleground where the odds feel stacked against you. The market feels like a game rigged for everyone but you. And guess what? It usually is. But here's the secret nobody wants spoken out loud. That game isn't rigged by luck or some magical wizard behind a curtain. It's rigged by the system we've all been fed, the system built to keep the many chasing shadows while the few rewrite the rules quietly. The big public funds, the loud hedge funds, they play a script designed for spectacle, not lasting success. Meanwhile, those quiet funds, they've stepped outside that circus completely. They don't just play, they redefine what the game is. At the heart of their success lies something so simple it's almost scandalous. They are patient. Not in some slow, boring way, but in a focused, relentless way that burns hot beneath the surface. In a world drowning in noise, they cultivate silence. They don't chase every headline or jump on every bandwagon. Instead, they know exactly which battles are worth fighting, which ideas are worth backing, and when to sit firm and let the story unfold. They play the long game, not the sprint. Here's the brutal truth most investors ignore. Consistency and outperformance isn't about magic formulas or secret insider tips. It's about discipline, about a deep, almost stubborn conviction to stick to what works even when everyone else freaks out. It's about saying no when the pressure to act is screaming at you. That refuses to allow emotions to hijack every decision. And that alone separates the winners from the pack. But discipline isn't just about holding steady. It's about the courage to be different. Those funds know that the majority's favorite ideas are almost always overpriced, their risks underappreciated by the masses because they're visible and accessible. The true opportunities, the ones that quietly compound returns, live where few dare to look. They live far from comfort, in places others call inconvenient, overlooked, or just too complex to bother with. They embrace complexity instead of fearing it. They buck trends instead of following crowds. They thrive in corners the market ignores. By understanding and mastering this powerful combination, quiet patience and bold conviction, these funds unlock a world most investors never glimpse. They are not trying to beat the market by mimicking it. They are quietly bending reality by being relentlessly selective, skeptical, patient, and courageous. And yes, that means some periods of silence where it feels like nothing happens. But just wait. They're not silent because they're frozen. They're silent because they're preparing the next seismic move. Another reason they outperform is their refusal to be shackled by rules enforced by others. The majority of funds are boxed in by mandates, by the need to please shareholders, by short-term performance pressures. They must play safe, stay liquid, and keep chasing the next quarterly report. These constraints kill creativity and kill opportunity. The quiet outperformers, they redefine their own rules. They use structures and strategies tailored not to satisfy the masses, but to unleash true potential. They don't just bend the system, they break free of it. What does this mean for you watching right now? It means everything you've been told about investing success is half the story. It means endless diversification, chasing the biggest names, conforming to benchmark rules. These are traps designed to keep you average, to keep you locked in a world where your fire dims under the weight of mediocrity. Real market-beating success demands stepping out of that system, refusing to bow to pressure, and building your own path on your own terms. The challenge? It's scary. It's lonely. Stepping away from the herd means walking where few choose to go, where the noise fades but your inner resolve screams louder than ever. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable because the moments when the market screams and the crowd panics, That's your opportunity to shine. The moments that feel like a test of your soul, those are the moments that will build your edge or expose your limits. So how do you begin? First, stop worshiping liquidity and short-term liquidity. It's a drug that numbs your ability to see value in the long game. The funds quietly outperforming know that holding the right asset over time, even when it feels like you're losing, even when headlines criticize you relentlessly, that's how wealth grows in ways that can't be erased by market noise. You must train yourself to see patience not as weakness, but as the sharpest weapon. Second, question everything. Not just market ideas, but your own biases. Why did you make that trade? Did you follow hype or conviction? Are you working with assumptions built on old stories repeated by the crowd? If the market is a story, who's writing yours? If the fund you back isn't telling a different story, you're just echoes in the wind. Third, align yourself not with the masses, but with the rare few who push boundaries, who challenge orthodoxies, who create rather than consume narratives. Quiet outperformers don't fly solo. They connect, they collaborate, but only with those who burn with the same fiery impatience for the next frontier. Find your tribe, not for comfort, but for real catalytic growth. Finally, embrace humility wrapped in confidence. Know that losing is part of the process. These funds lose sometimes too, but they lose with purpose because they understand the playing field is chaos, and in chaos, only those who can adapt survive and thrive. They don't run from failure. They dissect it ruthlessly, learn faster, and come back smarter. If this feels overwhelming, that's exactly the point. The market isn't meant to be easy, and true excellence never lives in comfort zones. Those funds quietly outperforming, they're rare because they're willing to face the brutal realities nonstop, to defy the world's illusions of easy freedom, to work when others quit, to be wrong and come back, to stay patient when the crowd panics. If you want to rise above average, you have to become addicted to this relentless pursuit. It's not just about money. It's about reclaiming your power as an investor and as an individual. The world doesn't owe you success, but it does offer you the chance to be exceptional. If you're willing to break free from its illusions, to be ruthless in your discipline, to be bold in your uniqueness, to be patient beyond reason. Watch the quiet funds. Learn from who they are, not just what they do. They're teaching a lesson that won't just help your portfolio. They're teaching how to shape your own reality in a world designed to keep you small. The market's noise is deafening, but in those quiet corners, where clarity lives, where patience doesn't mean passivity but power, where rules are tools not prisons, that's where freedom and real outperformance lives. It's waiting for the few who dare to look beyond what's easy, beyond what's sold, beyond what's comfortable. You don't have to run with the pack. You don't have to settle for scraps or fleeting wins. You can tap into the blueprint of those quietly beating the market every single time. It's there, hiding not in the obvious but in the unseen, in the unspoken, in the relentless refusal to accept the world's lies as your limit. This path isn't for everyone. It takes fire, patience, and stubborn clarity. But for those willing to embrace it, the silence becomes a roar of success that breaks through the noise and redefines what's possible. Now, if you feel that pull, the urge to stop settling, to see beyond the illusions, to rise with those rare few who are quietly remaking the game, listen closely. This isn't just investing advice. This is a call to become more than the labels the world has given you. Become sovereign. Question everything. Be ruthless in your patience. Align with the few, not the many. Because that's where the real market-beating power is hiding, just beyond the noise, just beneath the surface, where the quiet funds keep winning. Always.